Hey, I see somebody's already there. That's encouraging. Boy, after the fiasco of last night, I didn't know if anybody was going to bother to show up this time. Yeah. He's asking you're already there. How about I'm not able to make it today's live as I'm working, but I will catch you later. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you much. All right. So I don't know, of the four or five people who are on right now, I don't know if any of you were here last night. Um, why don't you give me a show of hands if you were, because you already know what went on. Um, but basically, I had set somewhere. I clicked that the chat was only open to people who are members. It was not set to be open to the public. So the only people who could comment were uh, people who had already had memberships, someone like Ashling here. And so I tried and tried and tried to figure out how to change that. Number one, where to go to find the setting, and then number two, what I needed to do to change it. And I just didn't have any luck at all. I left everybody hanging on here while I went away, and eventually, what I had to do was just end. I had to end the video, the chat, and I finally found where I needed to be, and I changed it. And I see I've already had a chat from MPM. Hello, glad to be back. All right, and we're glad to have you back. And I'm particularly glad because it tells me that the public chat is open and working, and I'm glad. I'm very glad about that. Okay, so it's kind of embarrassing for me, I'd like to be a lot more computer literate than I am, but I'm still feeling my way around in the YouTube channel back section. The place where you have to push all the buttons and do all this stuff. And but I'm learning. I'm learning. I doubt if I'll make that mistake again. It was pretty embarrassing. So enough for that. Um, I had mentioned previously that I wouldn't mind trying to do a little ASMR live segment if that's something you guys think you might want to try. I don't know what your environment is like where you are, if you're in a place where you can uh, reasonably relax and focus, or if you're in a setting where it's a little too hectic and you don't really have the privacy. So I'm going to try it, and if it's not working for you guys, just chat. Send me a text or a chat here, and say it's just not working, and so I won't keep trying to do this. So, oh, before I get started on that, another shameless plug. You guys know that I'm selling some merchandise, and here you go. Can you see? There's my logo on the shirt. I think it looks kind of spiffy. This shirt, I've already worn this shirt a couple of times, and it's been washed. So uh, it was folded up not too neatly in my drawer. So it's a little wrinkly, but you get an idea of what it looks like. I'm pretty proud of it. You can get this, you can get it here in the middle. You can get it blown up big. You can get it put on the back, whatever you like. This is good quality cotton. It's very comfortable. Okay, enough of that. Let's try, if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and see if we can do just a little preparatory breath work. This is really kind of, as you know, if you've been to other channels where people are doing this type of work, that breath work is really kind of a foundational step. It's it's the beginning step in going through a process of learning how to relax. Okay, so we don't. Most people, anybody I know, including myself, I can't just snap my fingers and be totally relaxed. It just doesn't work that way. I have to bring myself down in stages and finally get to a place where I could say, yes, now I feel pretty relaxed. Okay. But I don't just go from up here to down here. Nah, it, I go all the way down these steps, and I could stop and get hung up on any number of them. So I don't try. I try not to judge the quality of my experience, the meditation, or whatever it is I'm trying to do to relax. I don't judge the quality of it because it's all a continuum. Okay, being relaxed is not just one singular place. It's not. It's a continuum. Think of a thermometer. It goes depending on where you live in the United States. It might start at 32, is freezing, and then it goes up, say, to 212, which is boiling. Okay, so that's a range. It's a range of temperature, and each temperature gradient has a different feel to it. May not be real obvious to you. You may need to have 10 or 20 degrees separation to be able to tell. But the fact is that each gradient is different. Okay. So that's what you're always striving for. You're not striving for perfection. You never fail at trying to relax, and you never relax perfectly. That's impossible. And if you expect to be able to do that, you're going to always be disappointed and you will always feel like you failed. So we don't want that. We want to learn how to accept all these different degrees of relaxation and accept that for what it is and say, you know what? I was this anxious when I started, and now I'm only this anxious. So I made some progress. I did well. I made progress. And so what you want to try to do is to set yourself up for success. And as long as you're a perfectionist, you are going to constantly set yourself up for failure. All right. And you don't need to do that. Let's learn how to succeed. Let's learn how to win. Let's learn how to be a success. And you do that in little itty bitty increments. Okay. So let's get back to I kind of got off on a tangent there. Let's go back to deep breathing. And I think I've explained, and many of you probably already understand the value of deep breathing, where we are increasing the oxygen levels in our body and into our blood, which goes to our brain. And increased oxygen tells the brain that everything's okay. You can relax because there's no danger. There's no danger in your environment right now. You are safe. And that's what the brain gets out of that increased oxygen flow. Okay. So it lowers the adrenaline, cortisol, and all the things that make us feel anxious. It lowers all those things. So that's why I say it's the foundation. It's the building block where we want to start. Okay. So let's do that. You can close your eyes or not close your eyes. It doesn't matter. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice deep breath in to the count of three fingers to the count of four. Okay. Then we're going to exhale slowly to the count of six through our mouth. So we breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. Okay. And try, if you can, to push your tummy out. Think of your tummy when you're breathing, when you're taking your air in, push your tummy out. That's the natural way to breathe. If you ever look at a baby laying on its back and watch it, that's what it's doing. Its tummy's going up. It's not until we get older and become self-conscious and fearful that we make our breathing more shallow and we only breathe from our chest. Okay. All right. So let's do that. Let's do three or four of them. You can do as many as you want, really. But I'm going to do three or four, and then I'm probably going to go into doing some hand movements, okay? So let's do that. So it's in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Focus on how you feel. Where do you feel that breath? When the oxygen comes in, where do you feel it in your body? Does it feel good to exhale? Do you feel slightly dizzy? Can you feel lightheaded? When you think about it, deep breathing, if you really focus on what you're doing, it's really a form of mindfulness, which is really kind of a form of meditation. You're not thinking about all the world's problems. You're focused on your breathing. And while you're focused on your breathing and only your breathing, there is no anxiety because anxiety originates in our head. And you can't think anxious thoughts and focus on something separate at the same time. Someone told me once to try to find that place after you exhale. After you exhale and before you inhale. You're not holding your breath. I'm not talking about holding your breath. I'm talking about finding a point where you are no longer exhaling and you are no longer inhaling. If you can find that, it's a good place to try to focus. Focus your thinking on that place that's almost impossible to find. Good, good. I don't know if you can hear that. assembling this flowering cactus. Do you think that'd be fun? Let's just sit here for a sec. Try to just breathe deeply. Feel calm. I did a video. I did a video where it talked about the inner child and how you can get in touch with your inner child. And part of communication is not just learning how to talk. The second half of effective communication is learning how to listen. And that's something a lot of us don't do well. We can talk, but we don't always listen. And sometimes listening simply means listening. Now, this is going to sound contradictory. It means listening to how you feel. Okay? When someone says something to me that could be emotionally charged, I need to pay attention to how I'm feeling, not necessarily what I'm thinking. Okay? Because it's that inner child that's telling you how it feels. And it doesn't think it's being heard because you don't always act in its best interests. When it tells you it's scared, sometimes you ignore that and you just go straight ahead anyhow. And that makes the fear even worse. So you have to learn how to hear your inner child because it obviously cannot speak to you in spoken words. The only way it can communicate with you is through your feelings. So get in touch with your feelings. That way you will be getting in touch with and communicating with your inner child. A neat little experiment you can try is, I mentioned this before, is to get a photograph of yourself when you were young, sit with it by yourself, nobody disturbing you, and have a conversation with that photograph. And tell the little kid, the little child in that picture that you love him or her, that they are loved, that it's safe. You are going to protect them because you're the adult. They are not the adult. They are not responsible for protecting themselves, which is something they can't really do. So the adult you has to do that for them, and you have to let them know that you can do it and that you're able to do it and that you want to do it. You want to protect that precious little child. Okay? So if you sit as an experiment, the weekend's coming up, sit with that little child and ask the child, what would you like to do today or this weekend for fun? What would you like to do? And then just sit back and wait. And I'm pretty certain something's going to pop into your head. And it quite possibly could be something that you used to enjoy doing when you were a child. And it could be something silly, but that's okay. Be silly. It's fun to be childlike. Okay, taking enjoyment out of simple things, taking delight out of the simple beauty of the world. That's childlike. That's completely different from being childish. Okay, so let yourself be childlike. If your inner self wants to go roller skating, go roller skating. If that little child wants to play marbles, do hopscotch, do jump rope. I don't know, whatever you used to do when you were a kid, do it and see if you can have some fun at it. Okay. I guarantee you feel better afterwards. All right. Let me go over some of these chat messages that have come in while we were doing the ASMR. It says, I just finished a half-mile run. Now I'm watching ASMR. Oh, you're having a good day. Pip ASMR, glad to see it's working today. You and me both. That was not fun. House Riot, love and smiles to you. Hi, Grandpa. Greetings from Argentina. Okay. Love your videos. Thank you. Argentina. Thank you very much. House Riot likes the idea of building the cactus. So I think we're going to have to do that for sure. Hello, Menthacato. No, that's not right. I don't know how to pronounce it. Menthacatak. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Mint, okay? Hi, Mint. Nicole, watching this from the Philippines. Wow. What in the world time is it in the Philippines? And is it Friday or is it Saturday? Good grief. It's coming from halfway around the world at least. Okay. Is there a topic or is there anything in particular that you folks would like to critique some of my videos, maybe make suggestions, tell me some possible video ideas that you'd like to discuss? Most of my videos and these live streams deal pretty heavily with mental health issues. And in looking around at other sites, I see not a lot of people do what I'm doing, and that's fine. A lot of people do things that are much lighter, and I don't know if sometimes I shouldn't do things occasionally that are just for fun, just, not anything heavy. If you guys feel with that, agree with that in any way, I'd like to know if you'd like to see maybe some silly ASMRs or just me eating a hamburger or something and order French fries and just being quiet and just sitting and being quiet. I'd be fine with that. I really would. I just want to be able to serve your interests. Okay. So, watching from the UK, dog shite. Okay. Hi, everyone. Do you have any fun plans for this weekend? Well, no, I don't, be honest with you. I have a vegetable, well, I shouldn't say it. I have a vegetable garden. And it's warming up here. It's getting to be late March now. And where I am, I'm in Virginia. It's starting to warm up a little bit. It's getting close to our last frost. So it's about time to start planting some seeds. So I need to get my vegetable beds in shape, get them refreshed, put some compost in, some cow manure, things like that, mix it up, get the ground nice and sweet before I plant. So that's fun for me. It's I guess you could call it fun. It's relaxing. And as a, thank you for asking me that. Uh, how about this? Have any of you ever heard of, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, Nona maxing or Nana maxing? Does anybody know that term, Nana maxing? Well, apparently it's a kind of a Gen Z thing, Nana maxing. And I think what it's supposed to mean is doing the relaxing things that your Italian grandmother might have done or might still do. Nana, that's the Italian for grandma. Uh, and I'm thinking, wouldn't that be kind of cool to do a Nana maxing type video? I mean, something real simple, just like I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about being very simple, okay, and relaxing. So I could take you guys out with my iPhone. That's all I use. Take you out to my backyard and let you take a look at my vegetable garden. I was thinking I could um, make it a little mini vlog. Just walk around and show you the garden now in the kind of before stage, and then go back out, a month or two from now when things are growing and show you what it looks like, and then later in the summer when things are really getting ready to be harvested, I could go back out again so you could see, you know, the start, middle, and end of what a vegetable garden looks like. Um, I have a small strawberry patch, and they're really starting to green up now. I'm gonna um, go out and do some final weeding in there, and about the end of April, I'll be picking strawberries. So maybe I'll pick a bowl of strawberries and share them with you. I'll bring them in, and we can eat some strawberries as long as you're not allergic to them. Okay, so some folks are saying they'd like to see the garden. Okay, then excellent. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yep, I'm going to make I don't know if I'll call it a vlog or not. That's, just going out into the backyard. That's a vlog, but it'll be a garden ASMR, okay? All right, so I'll say a few things just to orient you, let you know where we are in the garden, and let you guys just look at it, okay? There's something for me, there is something very relaxing, literally grounding. It's spiritual to participate in the cycle of life. Sometimes I save seeds from the year before, and so you plant a seed. I mean, it's about as uh, archetypal as you can possibly get. A seed, plant the seed, you nurture it, water it, feed it, and it grows, and it lives its life, and then it produces its fruit, and it passes on because it's done its job. And as corny as it might sound, sometimes when I'm picking fruit or I'm having to pull a plant out of the ground, I try to remember to thank it. I thank the plant for being willing to grow and serve its purpose, do what it is supposed to do in nature, and then pass on. Nothing, of course, ever is destroyed, it just changes form. But I like participating in the cycle of life. We're all involved in it, but you just see it faster with plants. So it's a very spiritual experience, can be. Okay. Give us some gardening tips as well. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to. Um, there's an old joke you've probably heard a million times, and somebody says, "Aren't you going to give me a tip?" And you turn around and say, "Yeah, plant your corn early." It's pretty stupid, but yeah. All right. Hello from Hampshire, UK. Love your life perspective and YouTube content. Keep being you. Well, thank you. Thanks for the compliment. Um, I'll tell you honestly, I put Grandpa ASMR into the Google search and discovered that there's a whole bunch of Grandpa ASMRs out there, and I didn't know that. You know, honestly, that that handle came from you guys. I was just Bob, and when I started, it's the channel name is Feel Better Now, um, and you guys started calling me Grandpa Bob. So I said, well, if that's if that sticks, we'll run with it. So I started, kind of identifying as Grandpa Bob, but the channel name is Feel Better Now. So there, like I said, there's a bunch of grandpas out there, and they all do some pretty neat little things. It's a lot different from me. As I said, most of my focus is in mental health area. The other gentlemen seem to be just a little bit lighter, just into relaxing things. So it was interesting, just interesting to see that there's really room for everybody. There's enough. There's enough for everybody. Let's see here. Uh, oh, you want me to say hello in various languages? Ooh, okay. It is an idea. I don't know how many I can do at one time. I might have to do two or three or four one week and then three or four the next week, something like that. Um, okay, so yeah, ole, hola. I know hola. I know hola already, and I do have a very 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 small limited Spanish vocabulary, so I know that you don't say "cómo está." That's nah. You say "qué tal," "qué pasa," and I've been around enough Spanish speaking people to know something. You got to be careful. You can say something you think is going to be funny or cute, and people take offense at it if they find it's um, disrespectful. So you got to be kind of careful. If you don't really know what you're saying, you're better off not saying it. Right? Uh, yeah, it's nice to learn new things, isn't it? So I can say bonjour, and what do they say in Japan? Mushi mushi, I think, is Japanese for hello. Mushi mushi. That's how they answer the telephone. Mushi mushi. Um, what else? There's some others. Uh, I don't know. I'll come up with some. Okay, we'll come up with some others. German would be a good one. Italian. What is Italian for hello? I know it. Oh, in Portuguese. Okay. Oi, in Portuguese. Ciao. Yeah, that's probably it. Ciao. Ciao. That's kind of a utility word, isn't it? You can say it coming and going, I think. Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys have given me two or three really good ideas here. I love it. I love it. Someone was mentioning, who was it? Uh, Pip, I think, said that he liked the idea of kind of a mix of some more educational mental health directed videos combined with some lighthearted ones, some just for fun. Okay, so I think that probably makes about as much sense as I've heard. I think I like that idea. Well, guys, I'm getting ready to hang up here. Does anybody have anything they want to share or offer or talk about? I'm kind of talked out for now. What are you guys doing this weekend? You got anything fun planned? Oh, so dog shite. Vote for non-maxing video. Okay. Well, we'll try that and see. See if it resonates out there in the ethers. Yeah, I'm willing to try it. Um, okay. Wow. Ment's going to Disneyland this weekend. Oh, wow. Good for you. Is this the one in California or the one in Orlando, Florida? Thanks for the lives. Yeah. I'm going to a spring craft fair. Okay. MPM's laid up. Foot surgery last week. I hope you heal quickly. Feet are tough, man. I mean, if they're not working for you, you're in bad shape, and they take a while to heal. I have to work Saturday, then just relaxing, playing video games. Okay. You know, I got a confession to make. I've never played a video game, and I was thinking, this is not an original idea by any means. Some people play video games as part of an ASMR video. And I was thinking, hey, maybe I could do that. It might be fun. So, Epic, good morning, man. I'm from Asia and it's nighttime here right now. So weird seeing how bright it is there. Yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. I have a friend who lives in Okinawa, Japan. And whenever we talk, it's always the next day for her. And I have to always keep that in mind. Um, we're it's about 14 hours difference in time and a day. She's a day ahead of me. Read, watch movies. Okay. You should play one, right? The one in California. I live in Los Angeles. Oh, good for you. You know what? I'm going to tell you a little bit about telling myself. I lived in Southern California for about 8 years. Lived in Glendale for a while. And actually, when I first went out to California, I lived in San Bernardino. And then I lived in Glendale, La Crescenta, that area, right beside Pasadena. I lived in Pasadena. And we went to Disneyland a lot. Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland, did all that stuff. It was great fun. Tell you, I worked downtown LA. And I'm going to tell you, I loved LA. I loved it. I was in my early 20s. And, that's a fun place to be if you're in your 20s, if you know what I mean. It's a nice town. Nice to have fond memories. Okay. All right. Minecraft. Stardew Valley is really fun. A farm simulator game with relaxing sounds and cute art. Okay. Let me jot that down. I've never heard of that. Stardew Valley. Okay. I'll check that one out. It'll take me a little time to figure out the technical part of having, a little square with me in it and then you guys seeing the game. I got to figure out how all that works, but I can do that. You could also do a crossword puzzle while whispering. Hey, good idea. Man, you've got some great ideas. Yeah. So do you, Saren. I like that. Stardew Valley. Thank you very much for that suggestion. Okay. Do you like video games a lot? No. I made a comment a few minutes ago that said I've never played a video game. I think I'm afraid of them because I believe I'll become instantly addicted, and I don't want to be one of those people sitting in my bedroom at 4 in the morning playing video games. But I could see myself becoming like that. Yeah, yeah. So, no, Paul, I'm not living alone. I'm married. I'm married. Been married about 34 years now. Yeah. My wife's a bit older than me, believe it or not. So